Welcome to Metal Gear Explained. Today we're going to be diving into Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, aka MGS Delta is what I like to call it. And it's going to be a fun ride as we explore some of the cutscenes and talk about some of the things that I'm seeing with this game. I want to kind of make sure that you guys know I am not going to go backwards and check out do a comparison here. I'm going to give you impressions and conversate about the experience so far and get into just little details that I really like. For those that are new to the series, I don't want to hold you and make you feel like there's no spoilers. It's going to be some spoilers, but through basically half of the game or something like that, give you a breakdown on different things. Right? So good luck with that. All right, let's go. Like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. Appreciate y'all time and energy. Let's get it. So first things first, as you can see here, this is all very much created with the original cinematics. I was wondering how would it play out, and I finally got to see the whole game and basically every single story cutscene and the secret ones. I have that on the channel. But the main thing I want to kind of talk about is they really brought it back the way it was. So even these, they visually look better. They're new character models and maybe some new animations, but it's very true to a bunch of the elements, meaning camera angles most of the time are the exact same. The characters' movement, their placement, every single detail, as far as level design, the open environment, things of that nature, all of it in the game. This is not a bad thing, by the way. This is actually very good. Should be excited and happy about that, because I honestly was one of those people, and I already have a video about this, but remakes, I didn't care for them. I felt like, why are you remaking something that's already great? I've always said I don't care for remakes. After the last 10 years of trying some remakes, I started saying, you know what, that was pretty fun. And then playing my favorite series and one of the greatest games of all time humbled me into changing my mind completely. Now I believe remakes are necessary. I honestly, strongly am for this. It's not hurting anybody for a company to spend a lot of money to make a remake. If it sells well or not is our choice. You don't have to purchase it. But the people who do, like myself, playing Snake Eater, it is mind-blowing to feel like, wow, modernized graphics, modernized controls and cameras, overall new animations and character models. This is the new definitive edition for me. That's coming from somebody who's played Snake Eater close to 100 times, probably. I haven't kept count, but played the 5 different versions of the game throughout the years. Played with my newborn son on my lap, literally the whole game day. That's something that I cherish. This is one of those games that is special to me, but I didn't know I really wanted this. Just looking at these graphics, looking at my favorite character, Ocelot here, and I just said, wow, he stood true exactly to the game. There's criticism that that's bad. For me, that's excellent. I didn't know that I was going to feel that way. You do. That's surprising, but it's also inspiring. Say, what if I got this? Probably won't live long enough to see every Metal Gear game remade. What if the whole series just got a recreation of it? That would be special. Specifically for the games from the 80s and 90s. Those are the games I think need the most remakes. But also, of course, things like Peace Walker, Part 4 can also get remade. Even though they mechanically play well, graphically and other things can be improved. So for me, I'm going to replay those games this very year in 2025 when I'm making this video, and I'll probably replay the whole series before the year ends. Why do I have to play it with pixelated graphics on the first 2 or 3 or feel like MGS2 had better graphics than 1, but even so, mechanically, you know, traditional quirky over the top view is amazing. But I just would love a modernized version to try different things. This is something that I think is special. Now, with all that being said, I played the game and I didn't want to go back and play the original. I said to myself, I'm going to kind of forget and play it. I didn't play the whole game this year, which is rare. I usually play Snake Eater once a year, and I didn't do it. Dabbled and dabbled for videos and just kind of like experiencing a couple of things, but I didn't play the whole game. Basically, going back and watching all these cutscenes, I started questioning which ones are authentic to the game. As I went back and did a little research before I make my video comparisons, which are coming soon, don't worry. Basically, they're one-to-one for the most part, like really identical. This iconic sequence where Ocelot meets Snake for the first time and they have their little battle, and Snake keeps him alive because you know what, he's a young kid. I think that was very. But these are the kind of things that really changed my mind. It is one of my favorite scenes. Just badass Snake and Ocelot, the young version. It really opened up the door to say, wow, this is special. So now here we are. The remake for us. We're playing this game now. The things I want to kind of address and help you feel is how much homage they are paying to Hideo Kojima. How many remakes did you see that they changed the cutscene? He changed some of the story, or environments completely change and the game doesn't feel like itself. How many times have you gone in, was a shell of what it was? Better graphics don't make remake, in my opinion, because anybody can add on some extra graphics to anything. It doesn't make it a good remake. I never would have thought that I would say a one-to-one recreation is the best for this series. Now, I originally, years ago, maybe 10 years ago, when the Phantom Pain was coming out, I said, hey, why can't they do that for Snake Eater, make a remake with an open world? I honestly believed that. And I said, this would be awesome. Have all the same environments, but just add an open world and open it up. But it might kill some of the thematic aspects of the game. Going through those loading screens and actually, you know, loading in. I know I didn't like that. I said there should be no loading screens, but I realized that it's a part of the experience. Of course, it was limitations to the systems, but it's also the very great thing, like comfort food, very comforting feeling of like, okay, I made it through that area. You know, it's like a success every level design. You think of Peace Walker, even the Phantom Pain has like an open world and you can play it in the open world way, but really it's kind of like, hey, this level, aka this mission, is your next objective. You gotta go through that area, beat it. And I believe that the origin of all of those games was Snake Eater and the whole series, right? You play part 1, part 2 with Solid Snake and Raiden, and they'll walk through areas that basically are levels, like go through this area, sneak past, get to the next area. And so it stayed true, and it's a homage to Hideo Kojima. I know there's people that would probably say, oh, they don't respect Kojima, they're just milking this series or whatever type of emotional reaction that we all feel. Truth is, no. I think them doing it this way is the ultimate homage, saying, hey, Kojima, we're not going to go and ruin your masterpiece. We're going to give you the authentic feel and pay tribute to you. I do believe it might have been a big fight between employees saying, Konami, we're not going to just destroy Kojima's work, because they stayed so true to it. Yes, the character models and small details about visuals change, But they even took note of that. And I have not played the filter mode yet, but I'm going to do it and enjoy the game that way very soon and see how I really feel deep down inside. But anyways, that's just my opinion when it comes to Kojima. I really feel good that he's getting tribute and respected and appreciated. This would have been a massacre by the community in the world if they just redid everything and didn't care about the game. If they made it an open world game, people would say it's a filler. They have random content, an 80-hour game for no reason. You know, the opposite is true now. They're saying, oh, it's only a 16-hour campaign. You know, I can beat it in 5 hours. I beat it in 4, I believe. It was the fastest. So, and that's not a bragging thing. I'm trying to get a platinum trophy. So yeah, I had to work hard. But the truth is this whole sequence, when it comes to them doing this, is important. It's not a step backwards. It's actually a step forward to say, hey, we're going to pay tribute to all of this. And if they make a new game, then you can get mad and say it's not Kojima and it doesn't have anything Kojima in it and it's just bad. That's fine. I would let you guys go nuts with that. Have fun. Personally, I will see what they do with the next game that they make that's not Kojima related. I know for a fact that there were hundreds of people who helped shape the Metal Gear series that wasn't named Hideo Kojima. I give Kojima the credit, and I say he's the greatest director of all time. When I say director, I mean he's better than any movie director. He's better than anybody doing anything. He's my favorite. But I'm not going to act like a fool. I've done the research. I've done the homework. Kojima had a lot of people who helped him make his games more fun, have cool mechanics. Kojima almost ruined multiple Metal Gears with some bad ideas. He's admitted it, and it's been in the public eye if you go look up the research. And Konami staff fought against him to not implement very bad things, even like microtransactions. Kojima's had a game where he said he wanted to basically make it so that every time you die, you have to pay to play again. Okay, that's a true fact. I'm sorry to laugh at that, but so, you know, even though I love his work artistically and think that they're masterpieces, I don't think he's alone. He needs the team. He needs everything. And Metal Gear has had almost 40 years of shaping itself. Okay, if you spend 30 years with something, like say a TV series, you know exactly what that TV series is. You know the characters, you know the plot style, the themes, the concepts, the overall experience that every time somebody turns that on, they'll play. Metal Gear is not just some stealth game. It has this dynamic political view with military realism and then surreal elements to it. It's very poetic yet outrageously ridiculous that it knows it's. I mean, I'm not going to go and define the game, but all of these things are the imprints of Metal Gear. And if Konami does make a new game, then we can go and say, hey, did you follow the lead? Did you do the right thing for the series? Those are the kind of questions that we have to actually think about. We'll worry about that when the time comes. But this remake makes me say, hey, just do the same thing for all of them. Okay? Don't ruin Metal Gear Solid. Don't ruin Metal Gear Solid 2 or 4 or Peace Walker. Just make it enhanced. Give us these visuals. Give us these cinematics. Give us these, voiceovers. Everything that you did for this one, pay tribute to Hideo Kojima. And that's where I stand with this game. Believe that they paid tribute to Hideo Kojima. Sure, he departed. He was a contract employee for them. His contract expired and he went and started his studio. But they could have just milked this. Like I said, turn it into a microtransaction game. Turn it into an open world 80-hour game. Grind. and it could have made it very bad. Instead, the masterpiece stays true to what it is. If you love Kojima, you'll love this, in my opinion. That's just my take. I know this video took a deep turn. That's the point. But hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to dive deeper into more Metal Gear, a bunch of breakdowns and different things that I'm going to be doing. This was more just a hot take on how I'm feeling. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go check out that next one that should be popping up on screen. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want more. And I thank y'all so much.